Okay, back on Mindy. After the last video you saw, we took the engine out. Today is the grunt work. We're prepping the engine bay. So let's bring you along with us. Right, so as you may have noticed by the last video that we did on Mindy, it's quite dark in here, so we're going to rectify that now. Oh my God, it's bright. But the biggest problem that you'll see, let me just bring you across here, is that this shadow that is cast from my very athletic body covers Mindy completely. So we are going to sort out putting a strip light on the roof first. That's the first thing we're going to do. Bright light. That's better.
Why did you put it over the thing?
That records nicely. Okay, so quickly, while the engine's on the stand, as you saw her take it off the other day, we're going to boroscope it and see what the condition of the engine is on the inside, because this is the first time I've properly looked inside the engine, and because of Parkside being just ace in every way, they did a boroscope. So I'm going to start poking it out somewhere. It's actually got the ability to record onto an SD card, so we're going to put an SD card in it and record on it and see what it comes out like. I don't expect it to be superior, but it's going to be interesting to see, because this engine I only did a very light rebuild on it. I didn't do a full rebuild, so it'll be interesting to see what condition it's in and whether we need to do a full rebuild or not. So let's get the boroscope. Recording. In we go. Okay, it helps if I turn the light on. Oh. It's not great. It's really badly scored. Cylinder 4's poor. Cylinder 3 is at the top. 2 is at the top. That's not good.
Do they look bad?
Yeah.
As bad as Bob's?
They look as scored as Bob's, yes.
Right.
So, hopefully the boroscope will show you what we found inside. It's not great by the looks of it. There's quite a bit of scoring. You can see the cross hatching. I don't know whether it came out on the recording, but I could see it through the screen. There is a little bit of cross hatching there, but I don't know how deep those scores are and even why they're in there. It looks quite mucky, to be fair. This never had a top end rebuild. It was basically just a light rebuild, check there was no play in the bearings and stuff, and everything was fine. So it got a light refurb and back on the road. So we're going to have to strip this down, a full rebuild, I think, to be able to work out, you know, whether it's bad or whether we can get away with a honing. If not, it's got to go away to a machine shop to be done. New pistons, new rings. Nothing that's going to be done anytime soon. That will be a different episode. We've got an engine bay to clear out, so this one is going to be buttoned up and cover over it for now. We'll stuff it in the corner and leave it until a new day, so we'll come back to that. obviously.
It's only a spoon. We can boil it. Make it clean again. So, we're having a little tea break.
Malted biscuits.
Yes. Cow biscuits, as my kids call them. Chocolate.
Why do they call them cow biscuits?
Well, normally on like the official malted milk, there's a cow on it. Oh yeah, look, cow's on the back.
Ah, well, there you go.
If you're American, cow's on the back. Good biscuit. Anyway, so yeah, how you feeling about the engine?
Not great, but we finished my biscuit. I did kind of expect it. When I first did Mindy's sort of overhaul, if you like, I took the sump off, and I took the head off, and I checked the basics. Now the cylinders were good when I did that. And all of the bearings were in spec. There was nothing that looked bad. There was no scoring. So this has clearly happened since we've been running it. But Mindy's going to be off the road for quite a while, I think. There's a lot of work to do. The engine now requires a full strip clean and possibly rebore new pistons. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Money. I've got to save up to be able to do it, so that's going to take a little bit of time, and there's a lot of work involved as well.
Yeah.
We need it to be dry in order for me to strip the engine down. So we need a dry space to be able to do that. My garage is not dry. It's possibly a little bit drier than this one is currently, but there's no sort of dry space to do it properly. And I certainly don't want to take up mixed space. Stripping down an engine that's not a Land Rover and just getting in his way in general. So we will get it watertight first before we do the engine, so that'll be in the future. And the rest of it is all grunt work, really, isn't it? Prepping, stripping.
Well, that's the aim for today, wasn't it? We thought we'd quickly get the scope down in the engine and have a look, and it was not great news. So we thought we'll lift our spirits to a brew, and then we'll crack on with this stripping the bay, because there's lots of components that are still to come off. The engine's out, but it's surprising how much other stuff is in there that needs to come out. Mm-hmm. So we'll get on that in a minute.
So that's what we're going to do. Fuel pressure regulator that's mouldy. Yeah. So originally Mindy wouldn't have had that. I fitted this when I fitted the electric fuel pump because I was having so many problems with the mechanical fuel pump. But it turns out the fuel pump wasn't the issue, it was the carbs that were the issue. So I'm yet to decide whether to put the mechanical fuel pump back on, because the electronic fuel pump, while it's bulletproof and reliable, is also very noisy through the cockpit because it reverbs off everything. So not sure what to do with that yet. So it's got to be you. Okay. So instead of me losing all the tools, I could just put them in the pockets of my trousers that are designed to take tools. So there's 2 fuel lines, returns. Taking the thermostat for the electric fan off.
Dave, what are you doing?
I'm looking now to take this off, so just took the coil out. That bolt there will not come out, so we'll sort that in a bit. So yeah, I might take this out. Big win.
Liam,
Yeah,
quick question.
yeah.
How's your DeWalt tool holding up?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It looks a bit funny in this light. Actually, it looks almost green,
It's got
but
a green tinge to it, hasn't it?
yeah, but it's not. It's DeWalt.
That's odd.
Yeah, that was a wood screw.
Is it?
Yeah,
Legend.
the 2 wood screws. Shh! Don't tell Nick.
I was the previous owner.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe it
Maybe
was.
What's that, Dave?
It's not a wood screw.
Washer motor, wiper motor, washer get. Thingy my bobby, my jiggy, my booby.
It's the same size as the one that's on Bobalicious.
Yeah. Right, that's undone.
There's actually not that much when you start to take stuff off.
Yeah, once the heater box is out, it feels, and the battery, they're like the big wins, aren't they? fact, if we take that out as well... Oh, it's on a leather strap. Rather gorgeous.
Right, gorgeous.
There's a strappage here, Dave. There is a leather strap that holds the washer bottle in. Isn't that beautiful?
It was ferociously expensive.
97 pence.
No, it wasn't.
It actually was.
It was expensive. That was 38 quid. For a rubber strap or leather or whatever it was. I mean, the original one was completely corroded away, but...
I think it's a rubber, isn't it?
It's rubber, yeah. It's like an inner tube almost. There's a brake switch here. Never ever fails. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So as we take stuff apart, I'm just starting to take the clutch and brake pedals off so we can get the box off, and that's what the linkages should be. It's like a bar with a hole in it that you put an R-clip through. Well, somebody has clearly had a problem at some point, and they've taken a bolt, cut the end off it and drilled a hole through it. Did it work? Yes. Is it wrong?
No.
Well, I mean, it works, so is it wrong? Not really. Is it the wrong part? Yes. Will I change it? Probably not. Fuck off. I mean, good grief. Oh, I didn't expect that wood screw to that proper screw to come out. Will this one come out? No. No, it won't. No. That's going to require a modification tool, and a little bit more severe than a drill.
No. What are you doing?
I'm just using a screwdriver to undo this screw here that is completely foobarred. So my intention is to put a slot in it so I can get a big flat screwdriver on it and undo it that way. And if that doesn't work, I'm taking the head off. So here we go. It did. Now let's see if we can undo it. Flathead! Right, I've cut a slot in it. Let's see if it'll come undone. Yeah, look at that.
Winning.
Now the good thing here is that the heat from the angle grinder will have helped heat that up. So I'm going to reuse that bolt. Everywhere.
What's it doing?
Squirting, Dave. It's literally squirted everywhere. Look, it's all over the place. Brake cleaner's supposed to be good for taking paint off, so hopefully on the inside and not on the outside. So we've got to undo this bolt here, because we can't lift this out with the pedal. Oh.
Or just take it out.
Or I could just take that out like that. Oh shit. So that's the engine bay stripped to the majority of its components.
It's thrown up a few areas that we didn't expect to be a bit worse for wear, including the engine.
Yep. So in the next video we have got a few last bits to take out, the wiring loom and the exhaust and a couple of other bits, and then we can start the prep work and the repairs that we weren't expecting.